My name is Geeta Salunke. I am Assistant Professor in Department of ENTC Engineering at AISSMS Institute of Information Technology. Today I am going to explain three-phase induction motor in electrical circuits. This is the construction of three-phase induction motor. It has two main parts. The outer part is stator, which is stationary, and the inner part is rotor, which is rotating. This is a cut-away view of squirrel cage induction motor. These are the stator windings. This is rotor, fan, cooling airflow, non-drive end. This is stator. These are the windings which are in copper color. This is motor housing and this is iron core. Now we'll see squirrel cage rotor. This is squirrel cage rotor. These are the fan blades. Two end rings are there. Between these two end rings, aluminium bars are there. This is laminated iron core and the inner part is shaft. These are the fan blades. This is the wound rotor. It is also called as slip ring rotor. These are the three slip rings. To these slip rings, external rotor resistor is connected. And this is the three-phase wound rotor. The three-phase supply to three-phase stator winding. The three-phase stator windings are A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. These are the three-phase stator windings, and three-phase supply is given to these three windings A, B, C. Now we'll see working principle of three-phase induction motor. The induction motor works on the principle of electromagnetic induction. When a three-phase supply is given to the three-phase stator winding, a rotating magnetic field of constant magnitude is produced. The speed of this rotating magnetic field is synchronous speed, that is Ns. Ns equal to 120 F by P, that is speed of rotating magnetic field. This rotating magnetic field produces an effect of rotating pole around a rotor. Let the direction of rotation of this rotating magnetic field is clockwise. Now at this instant, rotor is stationary and stator flux RMF is rotating. So it's obvious that there exists a relative motion between the RMF and stator conductors. Whenever conductor cuts the flux, EMF gets induced in it. So EMF gets induced in the rotor conductor, called rotor induced EMF. This is electromagnetic induction. As rotor forms closed circuit, induced EMF circulates current through rotor called rotor current. As shown, let the direction of this current is inside. Any current carrying conductor produces its own flux. So rotor produces its flux called rotor flux. For assumed direction of rotor current, the direction of rotor flux is clockwise. See here in this diagram, see both the fluxes interact with each other on left of rotor conductors. Two fluxes are in same direction, hence add up and get high flux area. See in the diagram D. On right hand side, two fluxes cancel each other to produce low flux area. The flux lines act as stretched rubber bands. High flux density area exert a push on rotor conductors towards low flux density area. So rotor conductors experiences a force from left to right. In this case, as shown in figure, due to interaction of the two fluxes. As all the rotor conductor experience a force, the overall rotor experiences a torque and start rotating. So interaction of the two fluxes is very essential for a motoring action. According to Lenz's law, the direction of induced current in the rotor is so as to oppose the cause producing it. The cause of rotor current is the induced EMF, which is induced because of relative motion present between the rotating magnetic field and the rotor conductors. Hence, to oppose the relative motion, that is to reduce the relative speed, the rotor experiences a torque in the same direction as that of RMF and tries to catch up the speed of rotating magnetic field. Here ns equal to speed of rotating magnetic field in rpm and n equal to speed of rotor, that is motor, in rpm. So ns minus n equal to relative speed between the two rotating magnetic field and the rotor. Thus the rotor always rotate in the same direction as that of RMF. Now we will see about the slip. Slip is given as S equal to ns minus n divided by ns, that is absolute slip, and percentage slip is given as ns minus n divided by ns into 100. So n equal to ns into 1 minus s. At start, n equal to 0, so s equal to 1, that is maximum value, and when s equal to 0 gives n equal to ns, which is not practically possible. This is about the three-phase induction motor. Thank you.